It is Sunday morning and we are having brunch. I used a copycat Popeyes biscuit recipe and mine came out a little dark. I left them in a little too long. And I made them heart-shaped because we didn't have a round cutter. So I thought they were really cute. They came out good. They actually do taste good. I tasted one. And then I made us omelets and some hash browns. So in my omelet, I've got green peppers, onions, portobello mushrooms, and spinach. And then in my husband's, he just has green peppers and onions. So we will probably have leftovers. We definitely have a lot of leftover biscuits. So I'll stick those in the freezer and then I can have the omelet for breakfast tomorrow if I have any of that left. So this is Sunday brunch. It is Sunday night and we are having hamburgers. We made these. The patties were super duper thin when we made them and then we froze them. I guess I'll look at husband's. My hands are clean, so you won't mind me poking it, hopefully. So they're super, super thin patties. We each have 2, and with a pound of ground beef, I was able to make 8 patties. So I've got 4 more in the freezer for another meal. I just have mine with cheese, and for toppings, we have sauteed onions, sauteed portobello mushrooms, bacon, green leaf lettuce, and a tomato from our garden. So that's what's for dinner tonight. Sunday night we are going to have hamburgers, so I went ahead and prepped the hamburgers because this recipe calls for the patties to be super thin and you freeze them overnight, so we are going to have these tomorrow. They look good. It's Monday night, and for dinner tonight we are having tortilla soup, and I put lots and lots of vegetables in tortilla soup. It's basically like vegetable stew, but just flavored like tortilla soup. So in here we've got black beans, yellow squash, green peppers, onions, zucchini, red lentils, carrots, tomatoes, and I think that's it for the vegetables. And then I just have some shredded chickens. For the chicken, I just put a bunch of chicken in the crock pot and cook it down until it's all the way cooked, and then shred it and then freeze it in portions. So the chicken was already done, and the black beans I actually did in the crock pot too. I just soak them overnight in the fridge and then stick them in the crock pot all day and cook them until they're done. Then I portion them out in the freezer, so I just stuck some black beans and some frozen chicken in here, and then everything else was from the fridge, just whatever we had. And then the tomatoes were from a can and the red lentils were dried, so just pulled out whatever we had and stick it in here. I just stick whatever vegetables we have, and it's just a great way to use up whatever vegetables are left. And then for dessert, I baked this chocolate chip paradise pie. It's a copycat recipe from Chili's, the restaurant. And I already ate a little piece of it for lunch because, you know, I had to taste test. It smelled really good. And then this big piece I took over to my neighbor because it's her birthday coming up soon. So I'm actually going to go over to her house tonight for dessert and share that with her. So that's going to be for our dessert tonight. And for a couple nights, probably all week long. Tonight we are having BLTs. They're really BLTAs because we've got avocado on there. So it's just bacon, lettuce, tomato, avocado on French bread. And we've got a little leftover stuff for my husband to have one for lunch tomorrow. Here's my husband's sandwich, and we're gonna have baby carrots to go with it. And I've got garlic hummus for my baby carrots. So that's what's for dinner tonight. It is Wednesday night and we are having carbonara. I got this recipe off of Benji Man TV, which is Benji from Benji and Judy. They're daily vloggers. So I just saw this recipe. It looked really good, so I made it. I've never made carbonara before. So this is my husband's. The only thing I changed from his recipe is I used some fresh parsley, and I also left out the cream. He did heavy cream in his, and I just didn't have any, so I didn't use it. And then on mine, I put portobello mushrooms. I had these left over, and I really like mushrooms with pasta, so I just stuck all of them on top of mine after I sauteed them. And my husband doesn't like mushrooms, so I left those off of his. So that is what's for dinner, and if we're hungry after this, we have salad in the fridge. And that's my dog making weird sounds. It is Thursday night and we are having bloomin' onions. These are homemade and they're not the most beautiful thing, but they are absolutely delicious. So I've got one frying and that's why the vent is on. I hope you can hear me. So we're gonna have these, and then a little bit later we're gonna have salads. So we're just gonna fill up on this first and then have salads later when we're hungry again. I'm using a recipe I got out of this Top Secret Recipes book. I did link to this. I'll link to it again if I can find the link. It's an older book, so it's a little bit hard to find, but there's plenty of these copycat recipes on Pinterest, so you can definitely search there for a recipe if you can't find the book. It's pretty early on Saturday morning and my husband is not ready to eat yet, so I went ahead and made myself a big breakfast, and when he's ready to eat, it'll probably be closer to lunchtime, so I'll make him a big salad or whatever leftovers we have, something easy to make. This is what I'm having, and my eyes are probably bigger than my stomach. I just was really hungry when I get up first thing in the morning. I am starving, so I made myself a really big breakfast. I got 2 pieces of toast with butter. It's butter made with olive oil, so it's like half sweet cream, half olive oil to make this butter. And then I've got some of the nitrate-free sausages. These are from Jones Farm, I think is what its name is. It's just in the freezer section here. I really like those sausages. And I forgot to mention in my last meals video I was talking about breakfast. These actually taste a little bit like bacon, which is really neat. I really like those sausages. And I have 1 fried egg, and then I've got some cantaloupe, and this is a locally grown cantaloupe. I can't remember if this was grown in Illinois or Indiana, so that would just be 1 state over if it was Indiana. But it is the best cantaloupe I think I've ever had. Just super fresh, super delicious, and I ate about half of it yesterday, just snacking on it pretty much all day, anytime I wanted a snack. So I'm definitely gonna have to pick up another one of these. They just had them in a local grocery store here. And that's what I'm gonna have. So if I can eat this all for breakfast, I will, and if not, I'll save some of the stuff and just heat it up in a couple hours when I get hungry again, because I will definitely get hungry again pretty quickly. Well, that is my breakfast. Last night I invited out, so I had chicken fajita nachos. We went to Mexican food, so I'm having leftovers tonight, and my husband is having a frozen chicken pot pie. So that is what's for dinner tonight.